So before I press play, I am going to show you my presentation of the trials of the American education system, and I hope you enjoy and learn a lot.
Hi, I'm Asia Wilson, and welcome to my presentation, The Trials of American Education System. Okay, let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. What is the American education system? I think everybody knows the gist, but it is a education curriculum-based system for our youth in our country. Um, Many countries have their own ways of how they approach this system. In America, we base it off of different age groups or stages in youth life. We start with preschool, then go to kindergarten, elementary school, which is first through sixth grade, and then you go to junior high / middle school, which is seventh, eighth, sometimes ninth grade, and then you go to high school, which is 10th through 12th. And after you graduate high school, you move on to college and so forth, maybe graduate school. Um, America, their system is a little different from other countries, but I really want to get into how the American system is and how we could benefit from really adding or changing some things in our system. Okay,
Sorry, wrong slide.
get in, let's get into it.
Technical difficulties. Okay, here I did not put a pre-recording, but this is just an outline of the American education system, branch off each individual grade and class of school. There's elementary, middle school, college, high school, the works. But everybody knows the gist of the system. I just wanted to lay out a visual.
So, what is missing from America? There are a lot of things that we are missing in our education curriculum that could really help benefit our youth. Um, I believe that we should add more to our elementary and middle school curriculums specifically because younger children tend to absorb information more. You know, um, I'll get more into it later in the presentation, but other countries, start teaching their youth another language or, different subjects that you would normally teach people in high school or college in our country. And I think that it would really benefit us if we decided to jump on that bandwagon and, you know, exploit our youth to more vast topics and subjects because really it would help benefit a lot of people and actually help them understand what they want to do with their lives, because when you're not exposed to some things at a young age, you don't really know like what you like to do or what interests you the most. So it'd be good to give people that opportunity to really figure out some things and be more educated in a lot of different subjects and even in a new language. I feel like it's very important for people to be bilingual and understand at least another language. Even if you're not close to it, it could um, help you expand beyond your own culture and just learn a lot about the world. Because there's a lot more in the world than just sitting in a classroom or you know beyond our American walls. Even within America, we have a lot of diversity, and it would be a really great benefit to our American education system if we added, learning languages, to younger ages. And also, I believe that we should be more disciplined with our youth as well. Um, I feel like we are not as much disciplined as other countries. We could really benefit from that in many ways. And there's just a vast uh, change that could happen if we just implemented discipline and even um, adding more topics or subjects to our curriculums.
I know I ranted a little bit in that slide, but everything I said I feel wholeheartedly about, and I really hope that I get my point across, and I hope that you guys understand, what's vital in our education for our youth, all over the world. I just hope that people understand that.
So, what is missing from America?
Okay, and here I have a little diagram of the breakdown of the UK education system. I wanted to give in a visual of, another country's, layout of how they educate their youth. The UK is a little similar to the United States, but they have different names for their age based institutions, within school. They have primary, secondary, further education, higher education, university for their system. Primary is what we would call elementary. Secondary would be high school, and then after that, college. Um, Even though they lay out their uh, education branches a little differently than us, it still has the same concept, the same outline, but they do things a little differently, and I'll get my point across in the next slide.
So, to get into other countries, what can we learn from the UK? The UK education system is very interesting. It's a little similar to the American education system, but they have a lot more different steps, and their schooling is divided into three different sections. They have primary, secondary, and um, upper education. Um, I think that the UK education system is very interesting. They add a lot of different curriculums to their system that really do benefit their youth, and it does vary beyond which institution that the students are in. And that's another thing about the UK education system. They have a wide variety of institutions. Like they have uh, tutorial colleges, FE colleges, boarding schools, uh, universities. Like they have a lot of different options for youth, which I think is something we could really benefit um, within our education system. The UK even has free.
I'm going to pause here, and I do want to add in a note. I am aware that the United States, we do have a little bit variety. Like we have, of course, our college, but we have trade school or, little kind of classes or tiny universities, kind of like Butler Tech. I know we have those kind of things for people as well, but tutorial colleges and FE colleges are different because they're basically like a college, but they're more in depth. Like they're more for people who struggle with finding, what they want to do education wise or future wise, and it gives them kind of like the right nudge in the direction, and a lot of Americans could benefit from this.
Free colleges for students, which are their FE colleges, and I know that their government system is different from ours, which is why we necessarily don't offer free colleges, but um, we are able to offer free education. We just ultimately choose not to. Um, we, if we offer free college to individuals, it's not, the best, college you could go to. I mean, of course, you have to pay to get really good education, but just having that option of free college could really benefit our education system because it would allow more people to want to further their education. And if they like the free college, that would ultimately get more people into maybe furthering their education and paying for a good college. It introduces more youth into higher education. And I think that we could really benefit from that. And I also love tutorial colleges in the UK. These are institutions where they primarily focus on individual students and help build up their skills and help them achieve their goals into furthering their education. This is something that could really help the United States because we are based on a set way of teaching, and that necessarily doesn't work because not everybody learns the same. Uh, we should really implement a system like the tutorial colleges, which could help a lot of people really enjoy learning, and help them understand a lot of things that is hard for them to comprehend. Like I said just a second ago, we don't all learn the same, and this would be a great tool to help people understand different topics and educate a lot of our youth and help them move into higher education and become more aware of the vast information they could learn and could benefit our future.
Yeah, and that ties into a problem that the United States struggle with within learning disabilities. I have a link at the end of this presentation that I would love for everyone to be able to read. It really talks about what the different learning disabilities are and how to help somebody with them and help them understand, with learning. we really need to take in account ability. We need to, excuse me. We need, I can't talk. We need to really understand not everybody learns the same. Some people have learning disabilities. Some people learn best by taking tests. Some people don't. Like, we need to accommodate for everyone. We need to include everyone. And that's part of education. Like, we want to teach everyone the right things, help build them up into the person that we know they can be, and help them live in this crazy world and figure out what they want to do. Maybe change it for the good.
So, to get into other countries, aside from the UK, what could we learn from the Chinese curriculum? There's a lot of things that we could benefit from the Chinese curriculum. Um, we, of course, have our strengths, and there are some things that are vital in the Chinese curriculum that could help our weaknesses. We could learn the art of discipline and learning different languages at a younger age and being more strict on our exams and testing. Um, aside from the UK.
Okay, I'm gonna make a quick side note. In America, there are some educational institutions or even private learning or homeschooling that does implement discipline, and I do top my hat off to those people doing that. But primarily in public schools or even some colleges, discipline is rarely used or even implemented, because we are a country that thrives on critical thinking and want people to express how they feel, which makes sense, living in a capitalistic, democratic country. You want people to be more like that. But discipline is something that is not really acknowledged much nowadays, and it really should be implemented, especially to elementary, like our youth, because it really, at the end of the day, like, it will help build a hardworking person as they get older.
Okay. Could we learn from the Chinese curriculum? There's a lot of things that we could benefit from the
That
Chinese
just
curriculum.
restarted. Let me redo that. I restarted. Sorry, guys.
So, how can we aside from the UK, could we learn from the Chinese
we're gonna have to endure it.
There's a lot of things that we could benefit from the Chinese curriculum. We, of course, have our strengths, and there are some things that are vital in the Chinese curriculum that could help our weaknesses. We could learn the art of discipline and learning different languages at a younger age and being more strict on our exams and testing. I feel like the American education system does not implement enough discipline in our education, primarily to the youth. And this should change so that more people will be engaged in education. Excuse me. And also learning a different language at a younger age is best to learn new languages. which is very important in a diverse country as ours to learn different languages. It should be a requirement for most people to be bilingual. This should not be something that you can just choose. It should be something implemented in our education system, especially being such a diverse world. We need to be aware of the culture around us, and this could really change the way that um, we see the world and could really help um, guide a lot of people into what they want to do with their lives. We need to implement more diversity, more discipline in our curriculums to help our youth grow into what they need to be for our future. They are our future for our country, and we need to educate them right.
That is something I really do feel very strongly about, that I do believe could be a great addition to the American education system, is implementing learning another language within elementary school, like they do in other countries like China and even the UK. I just feel like we live in a big world, a world bigger than we could ever know. And I'm aware that not everybody's going to travel, not everybody's going to be exposed to that, but it's good to understand different cultures and different languages. It helps just expand the mind more, and it's a really good tool to implement, especially to the youth. It could really benefit us in the long run.
So, how can we change our American education system and add in things that really could benefit us? And I hope that I have reached out and let you understand that there are things that do need change in our system, and we could do a lot to make that change and help benefit our youth. If they're not gonna listen, then we need to make that change. Uh, we have the power. That's part of being in a democracy. We have the power to change, and this is our youth, our education. We can make that change. Um, we need to speak out and let people know that we have a problem with this and things need to change. And if the schools aren't doing it, we can do it. Homeschooling or extra tutoring. For our youth. Um, there's so much that we can do, and so much that our youth is capable of doing. Um, this world isn't too big for our children. There is so much that they can learn, so much that they are capable of, and we need to stop believing that children can't do it, that they can't learn that. People learn in different ways, and we have really, really smart youth, especially nowadays. We just need to exploit them to new things and just help them grow into these amazing, educated adults. Be the change that you want to see. Help bring these problems to light so that we can change as a country. There's so much that we're capable of, and we can learn from the people around us. We just need to all get together and become one. Thank you. thank you for listening to me in my presentation, and I hope that I got some point across, and I hope you guys can really see that our education is suffering a little and we really could benefit from these changes. Thank you.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my presentation. I did not put a lot of my resources within my presentation because I really just wanted to talk to my audience and just level with them and help them understand, But I did leave my references here. I'm hoping that people will implement and check them out because we really could learn a lot from these resources and understand, the different education systems and what we could do to really implement more benefits to our system to help our youth altogether. So I thank you so much for listening to me and allowing me to share my complex problem that I feel strongly about with you, and I hope you learned a little bit. So I thank you. Let's see if I can close this.